Hey everybody! Welcome. It is Tiffany Renee. Welcome back to Fame with Tiffany Renee, freedom of artistic means of expression. If you have never been to my channel before, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. I've missed you. So today I was inspired to make a couple of videos. So four exactly. That's the goal, is to make 4 videos. Hopefully I will get them all done today. So if you see me in this same getup, it'll be because I recorded all of them at the same time today. Minimum 2. At minimum 2 will be up today. Hopefully 4. We'll see. Maybe 2 today, 2 tomorrow. Again, thank you for joining me. I appreciate all of you, all the subscribers, all the comments. I love reading the comments because I am just so excited that you even care enough to click on these videos, let alone leave a comment. So if I see your comment, I always try to respond. So thank you so much. This is a safe space. We don't do negativity here. We don't do no hateration, holleration in this desert, okay? It is a safe space for all people. No negative Nellies, negative Nancys, negative Neds, none of that. There's other places to go that thrive on negativity. I just want this to be a place where everyone can come together and just share their experiences and their manifestation stories and just, ask some really uplifting questions and just for spiritual growth, which is what this channel is all about. Spiritual growth, enlightenment, awareness, elevating your consciousness, manifestation, quantum physics, metaphysics, just everything about the mind, body, and the soul, and just all that stuff, and how we can operate better on Mother Earth. If you hear some noise, my window is cracked, even though it is super cold. It's chilly. It's fall here if you live in the Midwest. But that breeze just sounds, the breeze doesn't sound good. The breeze feels good. And so there may be some cars, driving by because I live on a main street. Now, let's get into the first video. I want to talk about something that a lot of other people in the community tend to focus on. I don't see a whole lot of videos specifically about this topic, but they do mention it in a lot of their videos. And this video today is going to be called, yes, I wrote it down, is what you're consuming you? Is what you're consuming you? Now, what do I mean by that? I mean pretty much what every other manifestation, coach or guru out there talks about. Is what you are consuming. I'm not talking about physical consumption, which can, yes, play a part, but I'm talking about mental consumption. What are you consuming in here? What are you subscribing to? What are you bringing into your reality that is ending up in here? And because it's up in here, it's causing everything out here to look maybe a way that you would not prefer. Now, I'm not here to preach. Do you, boo? Bless, okay? But I do just want to make you aware that certain things that you consume definitely have a major effect on how you perceive your reality and how your reality is unfolding for you. Case in point, if you are somebody who is constantly consuming, absorbing, inundated, like you're inundated, you're deliberately inundating yourself, or even if it's not deliberate, you find yourself inundated with so much content, whether it's on television, whether it's on the radio, on the news, on social media, and we will get to that in a second, and on your YouTube feed, whatever, and it causes you to feel weak. It causes you to feel tired. It causes your fight or flight responses to go off. It disrupts your nervous system. It makes you anxious. It maybe even gives you bouts of depression. Notice a pattern with that, okay? If these are things that you do regularly and these are the responses that you get, I guarantee you they are creating or have created some sort of program, like a neurological pathway in your brain has been created and a new belief system has been formed. And because that new belief system has been formed, it affects how you perceive the world. And because of the way you perceive the world is now affected by this particular content that is now a belief system, the world has to show you evidence to support that new belief based on this content that you consumed. Now, some manifestation coaches are really big on people like, don't watch horror movies, don't listen to, I guess, music that would be considered violent or aggressive, and, don't read horror books or don't watch, crazy stuff on TV about, murder and, whatever. I understand why they say that, because they're trying to tell you that you can consume that. All of that has an energy. It all has a frequency, and it can affect what goes on in your brain. It can affect how you perceive the world. It will, because it'll affect your vibration. It will lower your vibration, which will make you more susceptible to lower vibrational energies, possibly having their eye on you. Put it that way. To me, I say it depends. That's my answer. Okay. This is not gospel. This is what Tiffany Renee thinks. I think it depends. What does it depend on? It depends on how you respond to the content. If it resonates with you or if it does not resonate with you. My experience is that when something resonates with me, it raises my vibration. It moves me emotionally. It moves me internally. If something does not resonate with my vibration, I feel tired. I feel depleted. And I feel myself wanting to kind of pull away from it, or I'll start to be triggered by a lot of things. So I could even watch the same type of TV show and get triggered by one, but not the other. For example, I absolutely love Law and Order SVU. Okay? Love it, love it, love it. It has been one of my favorite shows for years. When I say I never missed a weekend marathon on USA, on TNT, whatever, I was parked watching Law and Order SVU. All the reruns, all 4, 5, 6 hours, whatever, 8 hours, 12 hours, the whole weekend marathon, the Memorial Day marathon, the Thanksgiving Day marathon, whatever. I was obsessed with Law and Order SVU. I noticed, though, a few years ago, that I had to stop watching it because there were certain cases involving certain assaults that reminded me too much, that hit too close to home about things that had happened to me. And they were so triggering, even though the storylines were so good and it was so riveting and so captivating. I was like, this is messing with me. I would just find myself anxious and like really anxious. Like my nervous system would be just going haywire. And I never put two and two together that this happens after you watch this show. This happens every time a certain episode comes on. And because I would even watch the reruns, you know what I mean? And then I realized that one episode I was like, this is too much. I'm really panicking here. And there's no danger for me, but I'm having a physical reaction to this. And I said, I may have to break up with Law and Order SVU. And I had to break up with Law and Order SVU. Bless, I love the show. I love the characters. I love them. But I cannot watch it anymore. And I haven't watched it at least for maybe 3 or 4 years now, maybe even 5. I haven't watched it. And that's a decision that I made because I noticed that pattern. I noticed how it was making me feel. It was dragging me down. My vibration was in the toilet. So I had to stop watching Law and Order SVU. Now, I can watch Forensic Files on HLN, and that's real life stuff. You know what I mean? Those are real life murders that happened in the 80s or 90s or whatever, or early 2000s. And I'm not bothered. I don't know why. I don't know what the difference is. You know what I mean? I'm like, I could watch Forensic Files all day long and see how they use the DNA to catch somebody. It doesn't have the same effect on me. Same with horror movies. I love horror movies. Absolutely love horror movies. I get so hyped. Okay, correction. I like classic horror movies. Like back in the day, Dracula with like Christopher Lee and Bela Lugosi and Vincent Price. Me and Vincent Price in here. Vincent Price was my boo. He's passed away, but he was my boo. Okay. Anything with Vincent Price in it. I love the old Nightmare on Elm Street with Freddy Krueger, the old Jasons, those type of horror movies. A lot of Wes Craven stuff. And or even like Creep Show. You guys remember Creep Show or Tales from the Crypt and stuff like that? Yeah. Love those. They don't bother me at all. They actually get me hype. Okay. They raise my vibration. If I know that it's going to be a marathon or like Poltergeist, like the original Poltergeist, I'm like, oh my God, Poltergeist is coming on. I get so excited and so hype about it. It raises my vibration. So while someone on the outside looking in will be like, Tiffany, these are like slasher movies. These are like crazy ghost type stuff. Like, what are you doing? This is not high vibrational things to be consuming. But I feel high vibrational when I'm watching them. So for me, it is raising my vibration. So I don't consider that damaging content, right? Because I like the excitement of those particular movies. There's no fear. I'm not afraid of it. I'm not afraid that these things are going to happen or anything like that. I don't have that association with it. So I can just watch it and enjoy. Now, if it's something, let's say you like music, which most people do, but a very particular type of music. Let's say you like hardcore, maybe hardcore underground hip hop or some trap music. Okay. Let's say you love some trap music. Okay. Some of the trap music might be considered low vibrational based on the lyrical content, right? Again, I'm on the fence. Now, I'm not a trap music person because that's just not my cup of tea. Nothing against it. Bless. It's just not my cup of tea. It's not my vibe, right? I'm more of an old school type of person. So I'm not really a trap music type of person. So for me, it's low vibrational. It does nothing to me. Sonically, just the sound of certain the beats and just the underlying waves that it's recorded on, it unnerves me. And there are certain artists who are kind of in that genre. Like literally, I have to turn off the radio. I can't, if they're on TV, I have to mute it. Like literally just the sound of their voice just does something and it unnerves my spirit. It unnerves me from an energetic level, right? And these are people that are like huge and famous and like millions of people love them. I can't handle their vibration, right? But let's say that doesn't affect you that way. Let's say when you put on some trap music, you're hyped. You're motivated. You want to do something. You're about to do it gets you motivated to do whatever you got to do. Motivated to work out. Motivated to type that email or get you motivated to, get through work quicker or whatever the case may be. Or you just want to dance around in your living room because you are feeling the blues and you just want to get hype and you putting on some trap music just to raise your vibration. And if it does that for you, bless. You know what I mean? My only concern about the content that you consume is that you don't let it consume you. Okay? If it's positive content that is food for your soul, yes, You know what I mean? Even that, you should always take a break still, and to let your spirit digest what you've been consuming, even if it is positive. But there is just things out there, and everyone is individual. You know what I mean? Based on how it makes you feel. Period. So what's adding to your spirit and what's taking away from it. Including this community, including the metaphysical community. They're not exempt either. You know what I mean? Because there's one person who is huge in the community, and I'm not going to say no names because this person is big in the community and has been for several years. And I listened to this person maybe 5 or 6 years ago when I was still kind of starting my spiritual journey, and nothing about this person ever resonated with me. Even though this person had like millions of subscribers, is just all over, nothing about this person resonated with me. This person was actually repelling me energetically, and I could not explain what it was. Like, why this person is huge, like how is this person repelling me? Like, why am I not resonating with what this person is saying when all these other people are? Like, what's wrong with me? I started thinking I was the issue, because I'm like, this person has been in this industry for all these years, and even people who I love and follow and subscribe to, like, they talk about this person and stuff like that. They reference this person in certain instances, and I'm like, I must be the issue then. And I tried watching multiple things from this person, multiple content, and it just never connected. It never connected with this person. And because it never connected with, you know what I mean, I wasn't able to watch their content anymore, because there was just something energetically off about this person and their content. For me, it was not resonating with me in any capacity. So because I don't watch this person's content, I was surprised when recently one of their videos dropped into my recommended list on YouTube, and I thought, this is weird, because I haven't like listened to this person or watched this person in years. Like, how are they in my recommended? Okay, algorithms, okay, whatever. And just looking at the title, I already knew, oh no, this is why I could not subscribe to this person. And again, I'm not going to say who it is, but basically something had happened in Hollywood, and with a big time Hollywood person. And this particular coach, influencer, whatever you want to, call it, this particular person was commenting about what was going on in Hollywood with this person, which, people do that. They use it as references for different things or whatever. It's fine. Like, we always reference Hollywood, like people, but it was just the way that it was being referenced. And then it just seemed like it just kind of went down this spiral of, I think I may have watched maybe like 2 minutes of it or something, because I was just curious based off of the title alone. Like, okay, well, what do you have to say about this? Okay, this is Hollywood news. Okay, what? And it just went down this spiral of pure fear-based reaction, right, from this person. And it completely shocked me, given that they've built their entire brand on being one particular way and telling people, to operate from the laws of the universe, not from the laws of man, or not, you know what I mean? And how looking at reality the way you want it to be, not the way it is. And, just building a brand off of metaphysics and the understanding of metaphysics and things like that. And to see this person who's so huge and in the community go down this rabbit hole of just pure fear reaction based off of this thing that this person in Hollywood did, and or whatever, or said or did or didn't do, or said or didn't say. It just blew my mind. And that's when the dots connected as to why I could never get myself to subscribe, because this person went extreme in their reaction. And to me, from where I'm standing, I'm like, that is a pretty strong fear-based reaction. It's not even a response. It's just a fear-based reaction to this thing, you know, and that dealt with this person in Hollywood. And I did not expect that type of response from someone who's built an entire brand of teaching you the opposite. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying we can't be rattled by things. Of course we can. But my point was that person's content didn't resonate with me for years and I couldn't figure out why. I figured it out in that moment. There was a level of something that was not authentic. There was like an inauthenticity about that person. And I guess my spirit was feeling it all these years because I really couldn't understand why I couldn't resonate with this person. What was going on with me that I couldn't consume their content and feel what I thought I was supposed to be feeling or getting what I was supposed to be getting from it? And that's what I'm saying. There's probably millions of people, definitely thousands and thousands and thousands, who do subscribe to this person's content. And it's like, if that's what you're now putting out, if that's the new direction you're taking your brand, then maybe put some people on notice, because now you're teaching a fear-based response, a fear-based practice. And I'm not gonna subscribe to that. So all the people who I consume, especially out here in YouTube land, they are people who are not arrogant. And I also found this person to be very arrogant. They are not arrogant in their practice. They are sure, they are confident that when they do the work, they see results, and they're just trying to teach you how to do the work and get results yourself. I can appreciate that. They're not claiming to know it all. They're not claiming to be the be all end all. They are not claiming that this is my way and this is the answer. And if you do it any other way, you're wrong and it's not going to work. And if it does work, it's a fluke. They don't come from that place. They're real life human beings, and they remind you every day that they are real life human beings with real problems and real issues and real dilemmas. But because of the practice, how they practice using their thoughts and their words to not affirm what they see, no matter how horrible or earth-shattering it is, they're teaching this, and they're in real time, you see them having to do it. You see them walking the walk, not just talking the talk. Those are the people who I subscribe to. That's the type of content I consume, because I can resonate with that. I can get behind that. I'm in a situation right now, and I have to lean on my practice to help get me through it, to keep reminding me everything is what I say it is. Nothing is real anyway. Everything's an illusion anyway. Come on, Tiffany, let's focus. Those are the type of people that I have to consume. That's my type of content. There's another person who I kind of stopped listening to as well, who's also big in the community. So nice. You know, I learned a lot from this particular person. And then I believe as numbers grew, I started seeing a shift in this person, in their personality. And it became much more arrogant. And that is one thing that is a repellent for me, is arrogance, especially something so personal as your own spiritual journey. Like, that's so personal. Like, your journey on this earth is your journey. It doesn't belong to anybody else. So when other people are arrogant and they want to shove their content down your throat and make you believe that their way is the only way and any other way is wrong, I can't subscribe to that either. I'm not going to get on that train and say, well, because you have all these subscribers, then you must be right. So let me go ahead and consume your content and subscribe to you. Absolutely not. And when it comes to other things like movies, TV, music, if you can practice discernment, right? If you can look at something, let's say you like hardcore music that, I don't know, implies violence or whatever, or hypersexualization, whatever it is, you don't have to take on whatever's coming out of the radio. Like, you don't have to assume the identity of the person who's being talked about, or the characteristics or the behaviors that are being mentioned in movies, TV, or music. That's where discernment comes in. That's where you have to as Roxy Talks always says, put on your energetic condom and just know that I am listening to this for entertainment purposes only, or I'm just listening to this to get hype, because I know it doesn't, I'm not going to mirror whatever is going on here. I'm not going to take on the behaviors and the identity of whatever is coming out of my speakers, especially if it's something that doesn't resonate with me. You know what I mean? If someone's talking about or singing about or rapping about causing harm to somebody else, or being mean to somebody else, or hurting somebody else, or whatever, you don't have to subscribe to those behaviors. You can just be bopping around like, okay, this is a tune, it's a tune, it's a tune. But no, none of that applies to me though. Like, I don't have to subscribe to any of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I still listen to certain music that may not be considered high vibrational music. You know what I mean? I listen to everything. Trust me, all across the board. It doesn't matter. Classical, jazz. I listen to a little bit of country. I listen to old school hip hop, a little bit of the new school hip hop. I love pop music, love R&B music. I love Latin music, love Middle Eastern music. I listen to it all. Okay? I don't really care. But if I want to listen to some Eminem, and we know how some of his lyrics are, I can listen to Eminem and I can rap the verse and know that my energetic condom, courtesy of Roxy, is on, and I'm not inspired to go out and perform any of the actions that he's talking about, or I'm not inspired to say some of the things to another person that he says in his music, because I have discernment. You know what I mean? I know myself enough to know that I don't have to subscribe to what's being presented in order to just enjoy it for what it is. I look at it as just art. It's just a means of expression. That's all. It's not a green light for me and go and do these things or to go and become that person. It's just entertainment. It's just art. I have that discernment though. You know what I mean? So I guess it all depends on, I'm gonna wrap this video up because it's like almost 30 minutes. I hope that makes sense, because the bottom line is, if you're going to consume content, especially with social media, I'm gonna get to that like really quickly before this video ends. If you're going to consume content, there was something that this lady, this wonderful woman who I had a really nice conversation with last week, she talked about doom scrolling. I had never heard that phrase before. Doom scrolling, where you are literally scrolling the internet, literally, like maybe consciously or even unconsciously, seeking out content to make you miserable. You may not even realize you're doing it, but you are matching a vibration or a program that's running in you that is saying that the world is not safe, or you're not safe, or everyone sucks, or men suck, or women suck, or stuff is high and the economy's in the toilet, whatever. And you agreed with it. You decided that you're going to subscribe to that, instead of saying, that might be your story, but it doesn't have to be my story. You accept it on as your story too, just because 200,000 other people have accepted it as their story. And so you now are subconsciously looking for things to support that story, to support that doom and gloom, right? I don't subscribe to none of that. I am not uninformed, but I am not going to be inundated. That's from The Secret. You can be informed and not be inundated. You can be informed about whatever is going on in your household, in your city, in your state, in your country, in the world. You can be informed about things that you need to be informed about, or that you want to be informed about. You don't have to be inundated with it. You don't have to sit there and allow other people, outside sources or outside circumstances, to pour and dump doom content all over you. No, you have a choice to put up that umbrella. Like, no sir, no ma'am. You don't have to get on anybody's train. You don't have to attach yourself to anyone's idea, ideology, belief systems, like thought processes, whatever. You do not have to attach yourself to that. It is not necessary. It is neither desired nor required. From Tu Wong Fu. Neither desired nor required, honey. You don't need to do that. That's irrelevant. Just because 100,000 people see something and they choose to subscribe to it. They choose to let it consume them. So much so, probably because it's triggered something else, an underlying issue that is already running. Maybe it triggers a sense of powerlessness or something like that. Maybe something stemming from childhood, because triggers come from somewhere. So if they see something and 100,000 people agree that, well, I don't like this, or I don't like that person, or I don't like this thing, or I don't like that, or no, 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 no. And here's, because I'm saying no, you got to say no too. Because in order for me to be okay with the fact that I'm saying no, no, no to this, I need other people to agree with the fact that I'm saying no to this. I need validation to support my own decision to not like this thing. I don't like it, so let me get everybody else to not like it too, just to make me choosing to not like it be that much more valid. Not necessary. No, sir, no, ma'am. It's not necessary. You don't have to like a post. It doesn't matter, even if it does, like, ooh, Lord. You still don't have to you don't have to add fuel to that fire. You can easily hit the little whatever is on there to where you see fewer posts. You can hide those type of posts so you see fewer of them. You can clean up your timeline to where majority of the things on your timeline are things that actually resonate with you, right? And that support your growth, that support your journey. You do not have to subscribe to whatever mainstream is putting out there, force feeding you to subscribe to, if it does not resonate with you. You do not have to do that. You do not have to conform and become the content that you're seeing or that you're consuming. You don't have to. You can take it or leave it. So I hope that this resonated with you guys, and it is content that you want to consume, that resonates with you, that lifts your vibration and makes you feel better. Because I am not in the business of creating content that I feel like is going to lower someone's vibration or anything like that. I want to raise people's vibration, which is also a very individual thing. But most importantly, I just want to raise your awareness. You don't have to agree with me. Disclaimer. No one is required to agree with Tiffany Renee at all. You don't have to agree with me. Feel free to disagree, because we're all on our own journey, and things resonate differently. Bless. I appreciate you for stopping by anyway. You don't have to agree with me. But if I at least said something that makes you just a little bit more aware, that helps you monitor your patterns and start to piece things together and start to connect some dots in your life, that maybe you're like, you know what? Maybe those particular TV shows aren't really, maybe I'm taking on beliefs and characteristics and behaviors that are not for my highest good, because I'm watching this television show, because I'm not practicing discernment, because I'm not putting on my Roxy-Tox energetic condom. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that could be a pattern of yours. Just bringing it to your attention. Awareness. That's what it's all about. When we know better, we do better. Hopefully. That's the plan. That's what Maya Angelou said. When you know better, you do better. So I hope this video resonated with you all. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you for sitting here for 35 minutes. And we're going to move on to the next video. And I hope if you made it this far, I hope you enjoyed it and got something out of it. Take care and be blessed. Bye.